Hello everyone, it's Sean 82. Went back to another talk thing. I have never renamed this. This is the Doctor Falls, and if you haven't watched it, then it's really, really weird. Simple as it's really, really weird episode. We get the Doctor, the Masters, and Bill on top of a rooftop. The Masters think they've got one over on the Doctor, but they really haven't. The Doctor's already done one over on them, and because they beat the Doctor up and they tied him up and they danced and all that, and the Doctor typed in 2 hearts, so the Cybermen were after 1 heart. Now they're after 2 hearts. Now the Cyberman Bill is just there in the background. She must be being tried by Simon, but somehow she doesn't get tried by Simon as in she doesn't get controlled by Simon as in by the way, I haven't had a lot of sleep. As in the other Simon, she didn't kill any of them. So she was never completely under control. One of the Cybermen, because the Masters had to try and stop the Cybermen from coming up. One of the Cybermen did eventually get up and started to electrocute the Doctor. Now you would think he would start to die, he would die, or he would start regenerating. No, he continued on. Now, if I got electrocuted real badly, I mean real badly by a Cyberman, now these aren't top-notch Cybermen, but you would think, that would hurt you really badly, maybe even kill you. That you would probably die. But must be just a shock to the Doctor. I did like the mummy patients. They weren't really used much, but they were there. That little girl in that episode, she's the girl from the Power of Three, and that made me think really much because that's the same one that David Bradley's in. David Bradley as a villain in that one. If you don't know, David Bradley turns up at this one right at the end as the first Doctor, which is very interesting. And I don't think he's the first. He probably is the first Doctor because there's a blonde girl with him too, so that might be the girl who plays Annika Wills, the young girl who plays Annika Wills in Adventure in Time and Space, or they've got someone new. Or it could be the blonde one from Rose, or it could be the blonde one from the pilot. Pilot came back this story too, the pilot, to actually save Bill from being a Cyberman and all that. The Doctor is fighting off the Cybermen, so this, he's fighting off the Cybermen with the Sonic, and it's starting blowing up things again. I mean, the Sonic's never done this, since Matt Smith's era. It's suddenly become a gun, and the Doctor doesn't like killing things. He's into killer. One minute he couldn't shoot the Cybermen, next second he's like blasting them with a sonic screwdriver. You can't shoot a Cyberman with a one which is going to blow up them, but you can do it with a sonic screwdriver. It doesn't make really much sense, Doctor. You don't like killing people, don't like killing things, but you can suddenly just shoot them with your sonic, If you had like your sonic in one hand and a gun in another hand, that might have helped, but the Doctor isn't like that anyways, so it doesn't make much sense. The two Masters. Now, this really weird. The two Masters betrayed each other, and the way they betrayed each other is really, really rubbish. And another thing, stabbed the Master's hand, forced him to regenerate. If you stab my hand, now I would bleed, but you would put stitches in it. Now, unless she cut a fatal artery in his hand, which he could easily cut off, he ain't going to bleed out. And by the time he gets to the TARDIS, I think she's saying it's going to take a long, long time, but doesn't time go, quicker? So he'd get there quicker. So does that make sense? He wouldn't regenerate then. Another thing as well, they're saying, he's saying, is she the one next? Is she my next, to her? And she's saying, I think so. And I got a funny thing. A lot of people saying now, she isn't the next one, Missy. Missy isn't the next one. There is going to be another female master or just another master, but they're saying that. And I don't believe Missy will die. Missy ain't going to die. It's like the Master. Well, she probably has died, but the Master's died before. If you haven't watched the movie, the Master's dead. He comes back as a snake, and he comes into somebody's body. So when the Master does die, he doesn't actually leave Doctor Who. He does come back. So I don't worry about that one. the Master return. I think the Master's going to return anyways because there's going to be a middle regeneration, which we don't know nothing about, and she knows about this. But her being so she stabs him with a knife, like an assassin blade knife, and he actually shocks he's with the laser screwdriver. He's like, "You're stone dead. Don't bother regenerating." I'm thinking, what the hell? She stabs him, which will make him regenerate, which she knows he has to survive. She doesn't know about herself. I'm thinking, what a load of rubbish. He's regenerating by stabbing a knife, which would probably not kill him at all. But what's a knife going to do unless she injected something into him? That might have killed him. But she just stabbed him. In a little while time, he could cut his hand off and he'd be fine. Or he could just stop the bleeding. He'd be fine. Another thing is, the Doctor falls as a title. I don't get it. Unless he falls as he turns bad. So, the Doctor again gets shot, but this time by a Cyberman from Mondas. So these Cybermen aren't the top-notch Cybermen. And the Cyberman says, "You are not required." No, doctors are not required. And it starts shooting the Doctor, and you're like, "Wow, why doesn't he start regenerating now then?" That's weird. The Doctor keeps getting shot, nothing. And then he blows it all up and he's dead. The pilot comes out, blah, blah, blah. We get a lot of lesbian scenes and a lot of the things in this episode hinted that the Doctor will be female. A lot of people hate that. I'm probably in the middle. I mean, it feels like it's shoved down our throats. I think if it was just, if it hasn't been all in this media, hasn't all been like that. It's like the same with John Sim and the same with Dave Bradley. I knew about Dave Bradley. I made a video about Dave Bradley being the Doctor in January, for God's sake. Well, a rumoured video that there was going to be a rumoured multi-Doctor story in January. This is spoilers for you guys. They are terrible, but then sometimes they're not true. But then again, I don't know if half of them are true and half of them not. And then the multi-master one, they didn't even keep that secret. They revealed that, in the series 10 thing. They revealed that, so there's not even a secret. Christmas is coming. Right. The Doctor refuses to regenerate, but you would think he could refuse to regenerate by now, or he could choose what face he wants. So he wants to pick an old face, he could pick an old face. If he picks a new face that he wants, someone he sees. I mean, we have actually seen the Doctor do what the Master's done, actually transform himself into someone. I might like to see that. If he did that because of the right reasons, because the person died and all that, and he's like, "I will live on it in your father's name" or something, and he transforms into this person, I would understand that. The Master's done that, but for the evil reasons. If the Doctor did that for the right reasons, I would understand that. They have never done that. That would be something cool. We've never seen it. And something else they brought back were showing all the past companions, well, most of the past companions. They missed out a few of them, a lot of them. They missed out Strax, they missed out Rory. A lot of this episode had a lot to do with females and gays. I'm sorry to say it, it did. A lot of it had to do with females and gays. The Lizard was gay. Captain Jack's gay. I mean, I've got nothing against gays, but when they're shoving it down your throats, that's when it comes a bit, you don't want it. Go away. I'm not bothered with gays. I'm happy that there are gays. People are gay. It's fine. Don't shove it down my throat. I'm straight. Not everyone is gay. Not everyone, understands, but everyone understands love. Not everyone, wants it shoved down their throats. You don't get straight people all the time. Well, Captain Jack isn't straight, so you can't really say that. And Mickey is. You don't get straight people all the time unless they're out together, chatting people up. Captain Jack isn't straight, so you can count Captain Jack as gay. Well, Captain Jack's bisexual. So that really gets my nerves when they're shoving it down your throat. I can't take it how much they shove it down my throat, with all this gay, rubbish and bisexual rubbish. They're gay, they're bi, so what? They live, they're one of us. So what? It should just be put in there. It shouldn't just be like, this is the main thing. You must, watch all these. But then, so it's either female or gay people in that bit. Nardole, well, you might say he isn't gay in Doctor Who. I think he's going to actually get married. But in real, he's gay. But he was to have Doctor Companion. Yeah, this is gay. What else was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, he refuses, and the first Doctor shows up, and I reckon the first Doctor's going to show up. He may be like the good side in the Doctor's head. I think this might be something in the Doctor's head where he's saying, or something like that. But anyways, I'm going to talk to you more about that in a video. What I think was going to happen at Christmas. I've already done a video. What I think it's going to happen at Christmas. That's coming out this week anyway. So that's going to come out, and then I'm going to do another video. What I thought of the Christmas teaser in this one in the next video. So let's watch this video. I think I'm going to give this one an 8 of 10. I did like it. I just thought, and we didn't see the Masters TARDIS, which it would have been a nice thing to see, and it would be nice to see Missy regenerate, and it would be nice to see John Sim regenerate to Missy, because now we got to wait and see if John Sim was Missy, which we don't know. So we have to think that John Sim turned into Missy, and throughout she made heaven, but she made the Simon, which were bad, and she was turning good, which makes no sense. But John Sim was never good. I understand that. So, what would the new Missy, that regenerate to? We don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Let's please like, comment, subscribe. I think it isn't as good as last week's one. And goodbye for now, guys. Bye bye.